Recording.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Mages and Miniatures, Session 2. Gonna do a quick recap. Previously, a handful of wandering groups of adventurers had come together at the Bucking Board Tavern and Inn. After accepting a job to hunt down some goblins in spite of the local guard garrison, they managed to collect a pretty hefty reward and went out shopping the next day. And after doing a little bit of shopping, they all reconvened in front of a bookstore called the Cheering Tome. And as they stepped out, they saw an old man who threw an item onto the ground, and it exploded. And that energy created these undead, zombie-like creatures that have crawled back up and have kind of seeped into and taken hold of some of the townsfolk.
Ew.
Fantastic.
And with that, to start this session off, I would like everyone to roll initiative.
Oh boy.
Let me get my D20, not my D100. Yeah. Ah, okay, I'm good.
As always, I'm bringing the best initiative to the table with a solid 7.
Ooh, baby! Perfect!
Everything is perfectly balanced now.
Well, you got more than everything else.
Huh.
$25.
Tempest, what'd you get?
That would be, adding number 16.
16? Alright.
Who has
Tyler,
higher dex?
grab. Yeah, which one is higher dex?
+4.
+4.
Alright, you get to choose.
Cool.
Evens or odds?
Don't really care either way. You want to go first, you can go first, but thematically, I think they're just going at the same time.
Yeah, I guess I'll go first.
Alright.
Go first next time, whenever this happens.
Alright, just getting some stuff set up here.
Hopefully I don't run out of arrows.
It'll be fine. You just make more.
I don't have the skills.
I don't have proficiency.
That can be an issue.
What would it be? Woodcarvers? General survival?
I would think woodworking.
Do they have
Maybe a
weapons?
wisdom-based woodworking.
The zombies do not have weapons. As we go ahead and start off the initiative here, Hezro, you see these 7 undead creatures crawl back up, some of their flesh tearing, the muscle exposed. It is your first on the turn.
Cool. Bibbidi bobbidi boo, I'm a wizard. I'm going to cast Witch Bolt at one of them.
All right. And that's Witch Bolt, I think, is a
I believe it's
spell
a to
attack.
hit.
Yeah,
Yes.
go ahead and roll.
That's an 18.
18 hits.
She kind of flicks her little wand, pulling it out from a tiny little side gun-like sheath thing. Pulls it
Holster.
out. There you go.
Yeah.
Tundra's probably cursing me up and down for forgetting
What?
what holsters.
I don't know what you're talking
And
about.
she-
you shit.
Casts the
Really?
Witch Bolt. D12.
Yep. So you kind of quick draw the wand, aiming for. There are some closer to you. There's some about like 15 feet away from you, and there's some at 20, and there's some at 30.
I'll cast at one that is 15 feet away.
Okay.
and I'm going to move another 15 feet away. That is 10 damage.
10 lightning damage. Okay. So, as you quick draw the little wand from the holster and flick it, there's this bolt of energy that just crackles out and hits one of the zombies, and you see it starts to char the point where the witch bolt makes contact on the skin, and what skin was there starts to slowly burn and crisp, rot, and kind of fall to the floor, exposing the muscle and the tissue. As the zombie kind of rears back and turns over to you, and in that moment, you're like, nope, and run back 15 feet.
Petting, just... She runs away with the little feet. Just,
All
like,
right.
not very gracefully, like, Hammer holding her wand. Her hair bouncing behind her. And, I don't have anything I can do as a bonus action.
Okay. Thold, it is your turn. You see your new friend Witchbolt, one of the zombies, 15 feet from you. You see a couple that are kind of looking around into the crowds of civilians that are now in a panic and are trying to run away. And you see some guards actually now trying to rush in and help contain the issue. What would you like to do?
How far away? Well, how close is the closest one?
Closest one is there's a small cluster of them about 15 feet away.
I rage
All right,
and run over to one of them.
got it. So are you going to be hitting the one that is the witch bolt on it, or a different one?
Probably a different one.
All right, roll the hit.
Second. Does a 10 hit?
A 10 does hit.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll that damage.
That's 10 damage.
All right, so you cleave into the zombie with your greatsword and take out a chunk of its rib cage as the laceration from the strike just kind of lets the side just kind of hang off and just holding itself by little strings of flesh. Looks over at you and with this dull expression of this woman turned zombie looks at you, and just with this gaping mouth, you see the kind of rotted teeth.
Ugh.
Is that your turn?
Yep.
All right. Tylum, it's your turn.
Okay, what's the most hurt-looking one right now?
You see two that are about 15 feet from where you guys are that both have been equally damaged.
Okay, is there any within my range that is not hurt?
With a longbow?
Yes.
All of them.
Okay, I'm gonna aim for one of the not hurt ones and put a hunter's mark on it.
All right. One at 15 feet, one at 20 feet, or one at 30 feet?
30 feet.
30 feet. Okay.
I'm going to move where I'm a good distance from all of them, but have a clear shot if possible. And
All right, yep.
I'm going to fire once.
All right. Roll the hit.
That's going to be a 26.
26 hits. Go ahead and roll that sweet damage.
All right, plus hunter's mark. 10 damage.
10 damage. All right. So you put the spell, the hunter's mark, and you see as the kind of the surrounding kind of flora and fauna, the energy from it kind of goes and clings onto this zombie-like creature, and it looks confused for a moment, and you let the arrow back loose and fly, and it pierces right into the left rib cage, and you see the internal side of the rib cage kind of snap and is now poking out of the chest cavity area.
Ew. That's the end of my turn.
All right.
Is disgusted.
Grabbin', it's your turn.
Cool. Grabbing, we'll go ahead and since I don't have the cool thing yet, I'm just gonna have to do my usual roguey thing. I'm gonna take a shot at one of the wounded ones,
All right.
and then being of a smaller figure, I'm gonna hide behind the tallest person here, which is probably like a guard or something. Gonna hide behind
Alright.
a shin.
And if anyone wanted to hide behind cover, there are a couple of merchant stalls that are over in your general area.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm gonna shoot first, then hide.
All right.
18 on the die, and then damage. Golly, I forget what a damaged 1d6. 1d6, and then 1d6. It's not sneak attack because I don't have any allies next to it, or do I?
You have Thold next to one.
Cool. Sneak attack it is. 5, 6 plus 4, 15 damage total, and then
15?
I hide.
All right.
That's a very poor hide, but it's still a 9, which is better than I hope with their passive perception is.
9.
9.
So as you fire the crossbow bolt at this one zombie, you see the head go clean off, and it's being hung by the backside of the neck. But as you kind of are running over to hide, you see some like weird kind of tendrils that seem to be made up of muscle go and grab the front part of the neck and pull the head back into place as the zombie lets out a painful scream.
That's so gross.
I know!
No, like.
All right.
And I'm gonna assume that I feel real stealthy. Anyway.
Yes, you are. To the zombies, you're hit. Eugene,
T-pose out of their
your turn.
field of view.
Yeah.
So, where's the one next to Thol? Just had its head basically get grown back onto it or reattached.
Yes. Yes.
Let's see if we can get that head back off of there. And I'm gonna flick the red lens in front of my spectacles and cast Firebolt.
All right. The red spectacles, little flame appears and goes flying at him. Roll to hit.
Ooh, that is a unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20. Go ahead and roll damage.
And that's a total of 6, Cameron.
6. Right here. So, you watch as Thold, you see the zombie's head come back reattached, and it screams out and is going to try and slam you with its hands, but there's a little energy of fire that comes and just makes a clear, perfect circular hole in the zombie's head. The smell of the rotting flesh on the inside starting to pour out of this wound as it falls over dead.
Nice.
That worked rather well. And that's my turn, Cameron.
Okay. So, it's now the zombie's turn. You see the one zombie that was originally shot by Hesro kind of look over at Thold, and seeing the closest person kind of shambles over its way and raises one of its clawed hands and is going to attempt to make an attack at you. And that is going to be a 21 to hit.
I feel like that wouldn't hit, you know?
Yeah.
Sounds a
But
little painful.
you are going to take half damage, which is 3. So,
Oh, okay.
the zombie brings its clawed hand down and just drags it across your shoulder, and you feel this sharp pain. And however, you're in your current raging state, you kind of push through it, and there is now another zombie right in front of you.
Uh-oh.
Zombie 2 is dead. The two zombies that are kind of in the middle of the crowd, you see the some of the civilians running by, they're going to try and make attacks on them. That one's a hit. Both
I
those are
can
hits.
see how this can get out of hand real quick.
You watch as these two zombies in the center. You see a man, a wealthy merchant carrying a sack of coin, trying to get out, and this one zombie rakes him across the face and tears the entire front half of his head off.
Well,
As the
Silly
merchant
silly.
stumbles and the corpse falls over dead.
Oh.
The
Don't
other
they know
zombie.
how opportunity attacks work?
Nah.
The other zombie that kind of looks and takes its focus to a man who looks like he was a beggar on the street trying to run and get away. Kind of grabs him by the shoulders, and this human man goes, no, please, no! And just the zombie takes a massive bite into his neck, and you see him rip something fleshy and stringy out with his teeth. And the beggar falls over dead on the floor.
well.
The remaining zombies, the other two, look over and see the 3 guards that have come to kind of like contain the situation, these members of the Golden Guard with spears, and they're all going to attempt to swarm one of these guards. Alright, one of those misses, the guard gets an attack of opportunity, and one of them hits. I'll go ahead and roll damage for the guard. So you watch as all these zombies kind of swarm the guard in the front. He's like, "Stay back!" and pushes 2 of the zombies away. But one of the zombies managed to kind of smack him across the face and send the helmet flying, revealing a younger human man with kind of darker blonde hair. And one of those zombies critically failing, the guard gets an attack of opportunity on him. That is a whopping hit. And deals 5 damage to that zombie. So, you watch Tylum as the one that was hunter's marked gets a spear right through its gut and just doesn't seem motivated or deterred by it. He is looking supposedly at his next meal.
Ew.
The 3 guards then coming back up, and they get into kind of like a semi-phalanx formation, and all 3 of them kind of thrust their spears into this one zombie. First one hits. Second one's a natural 20. Third one hits.
Clatter, clatter, clatter.
So
at least
you
they're
watch as
somewhat competent.
these 3 spears start to pelt another one of the zombies who are nearby.
Mm.
All right. The first attack gets really good, and you see it kind of poke out and take some of the intestines with it that are hanging now at the tip of the spear, poking through the back of this zombie creature. The second spear goes in, and you see this thrusting form and kind of goes in, and now the heart is actually hanging outside of the body. And the last attack you watch as he takes it, and you see the spinal cord pulled out of the back of the body from the spear point, and the guy yanks the spear back out, and those same kind of tendrils wrap around and put the spine back into place. That is the 3 guards' turn. Coming back up to the top of the initiative. Hesro, you're up.
I'm going to use my action to do the same thing without recasting the spell because I still have concentration, so it just takes another D12.
Yep.
And go fuck himself. You'll take another 6 damage.
6 damage. All right. So you flick the wand again, and there's this other surge of electrical energy that kind of seeps through and hits the zombie, and it rears back and looks back at Thold just completely ignoring anything except for the closest target in front of him.
The tank.
The tank. The walking bag of flesh.
Thank you for drawing the aggro.
Will that be your turn?
Yeah, that's all I can do.
All right, Fold, you're up.
Fantastic. I'm going. So there's how many in front of me? Just the one.
There is the one. There's also one kind of off to the side who's shambling about and sees the party over by the bookstore and gapes his mouth wide open, and it looks like he's going to start making that way on his turn.
Well, I need to go ahead and finish off the one that's in front of me, so I'm going to hit him.
All right, roll the hit.
19.
19 hits. Go ahead and roll that damage.
Okay. That is 11 damage.
11 damage. So, you watch as you essentially are trying to bisect this thing at the waistline, and you swing it, and the top half of the body looks like it's about to fall over. Those tendrils come back in, grab it, reset it, and lock it back into place as it lets out this hiss in your face. The smell of decaying breath washing over you.
Oh, someone's got bad breath. That's all I can do.
All right, Tyleman, it's your turn.
Okay, is my 100 marked son of a bitch still up?
Yes.
Alright, that's gonna be a dirty 20 to hit.
That hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
12 damage to hit. Or not 12 damage.
12
12 damage to it.
12 damage to it.
12
Okay.
damage to it.
So, once again, you see that your arrow flies, and the green energy kind of masses at a certain point and explodes its left shoulder, and the arm just kind of slops down and falls onto the floor. And you see slowly as those wounds where the arm was begin to kind of seal themselves to try and prevent bleeding.
Narrows. What would I have to roll as a bonus action to see if these guys have regeneration?
Go ahead and roll me a Arcana check.
13?
13? You can recall during some of your travels, zombies have a innate ability to survive when they should have died. They have the capability of, if the body endures through the process and the entity inside doesn't outright die, the entity can keep the body going.
Okay, so it's not like a troll that just heals up if you don't...
Yeah, it's not a troll that just heals up. They aren't healing, per se. They're just preventing themselves from death.
It's the undead fortitude thingamajig.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Then that is the end of my turn.
All right. Grabbin, your turn. You are currently hidden behind one of the market stalls.
Sorry. Had just this grody cough. Anyway, zombie. Is there a fresh one or is there a mostly dead one?
There are a couple that appear to be maybe on the verge of death. There's one over by Thold. You see a completely fresh zombie looking over in the direction of you guys and start making its way over to you.
I'm gonna work on Mr. Fresh One.
Mr. Fresh One? Okay.
Mr. Brightside. Let's see. Do I get advantage?
Yeah, you do, because you are hidden.
Cool. That's almost a natural 20. Fuck you, dice. Oh well. It is max damage, though. Love you, D6. 12 plus numbers. That's...
What'd you get to hit?
16. Sorry, that was right. I rolled a 17 on the die.
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah, I thought it would. And then that's going to be 16 total damage.
16 damage, all right. So, in a moment of sheer focus, you take your little hand crossbow and aim it up, and the bolt goes flying, and it kind of jams itself into the left eye of this zombie. It's severely weakened, but it's still going.
Yep. I figured it would be. Hiding.
All right, go ahead and roll that stealth check.
Cool. I'm not using you this time. I'm using you. And you're the babe. You're the gorgeous one. Natural 20. That's 26 total.
All right, yep. You managed to get yourself hidden again. Super stealthy ghost man.
All I do is just stop moving, and it's just like Drax. I become so still I'm invisible.
With that end of your turn, Eugene, it's your turn.
Oh man. You know what? Tried and true. It killed one. Maybe it'll kill another. I'm going to point firebolt at the one that like sucked its own spine back in.
Okay.
That got Eugene's attention.
All right. Go ahead and roll to hit.
Oh yeah, that's a 9 right there.
A 9 does hit.
Oh. And that's a 10 damage, bud.
10 damage. Okay. So, as you fire the firebolt, and it kind of takes a chunk of the stomach out, and there is now kind of a clear, exposed hole. The zombie kind of hunches over, and you see it slowly getting back up, and turns over to see where the impact came from, and then immediately, with its mouth agape, lets out a hiss and turns back at the guards.
You know, I'm starting to not like undead.
You only just now start to not like undead. What the fuck is wrong with you? Mind you, I'm saying this out of character because it's not a squeaky voice. John, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Oh, out of character, undead can be very useful.
Oh my god.
So, the zombies. The first one that came over by, and the one that's kind of been bisected but put back together is going to try and make an attack on Fold. That is going to be a 18 to hit.
Yep, that hit.
So, once again, you're raging, so you take half damage. You take 2 points of bludgeoning damage. As this one brings its hand around and kind of smacks you across the face. You're still chugging on, you're still going through heavy. The third one that's kind of fresh that noticed the group is going to start making its way over to Eugene.
Fun.
And is going to attempt to make an attack on Eugene. 17.
Oh yeah, that definitely hits.
You take 6 points of bludgeoning damage. As this one kind of twisted, gnarled, muscular hand clenches up into a fist and punches you square into the center of your sternum, and you feel that pain kind of cave into you. The two zombies in the middle, you see as they are not really paying attention to the groups outside. They look over and they see what appears to be a small family, a husband and a wife and 2 children, kind of cowering behind a merchant stall, and start shambling their way over there.
No.
Well, this could be bad.
The last 2 zombies over by the guards are going to try and swarm down one of these individuals. Both of those hit. And you watch as the first guard who got initially hit, the 2 zombies swarm him and start gnawing and ripping and start tearing out chunks of his body as the guard screams out in pain and falls over dead. The 2 remaining guards' turn. They're each trying to focus down the 2 zombies over on that side. The first one, that barely hits, and takes a spear And you see as he's kind of jabbing, kind of fearing in a panic in his face and his voice, kind of just tearing and stabbing into the zombie. The zombie, however, itself is not being phased at all. The last guard takes his lunge at the other zombie. Natural 20. And okay. The other zombie, you see the one that had kind of its spine pushed out. The guard thrusts in and just takes it through the chest, and you see this tiny little mass of muscle with writhing tentacles squirming and letting this faint screeching sound as it eventually falls over limp and dead. Taking another zombie out of the picture.
So how many zombies are left?
There is currently 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zombies left. Or wait.
I figured there was 5 or 6.
Yeah, there's 5.
Okay.
That ends the guard's turn. Back up to the top of the round. Hezro, you are up. That one zombie is still alive.
Gonna let the bolt do its job.
All right, go ahead and roll that d12.
Me trying to mooch as much as I can. One of my more damaging spells. 12.
12. Okay. So it fails its undead fortitude. You see, as you've been striking it, it's kind of been swelling up in the arm and the shoulder where the lightning happened. And once again, you flick it, and this third piece of energy kind of swelling inside causes the top half of the zombie to explode.
She squeals. Not a delight, just that gross.
Once again,
how close is the family to her?
I'd say from where you moved, about 10 feet.
Oh no! She's gonna panic waddle over to the family.
Okay. So you get over there, you see it is a elven man and woman and 2 elven children kind of sitting there looking about. The man himself actually has kind of a short makeshift dagger that he has at his side, and he's keeping his eyes on the zombies that are trying to make his way towards his family.
Motions, get the fuck out of here! Doing the shoot motion.
They kind of look over at you, and you actually manage to grab the zombies' attention as they just see you running across. 2 of them lock their gaze on you, and that gives enough time for the family, who picks up their really young children and just start making their way back into the crowd out of the chaos.
She gives a squeak and is going to now use her other 15 movement to run further away from.
Okay.
Just.
I'd say for this,
And
all
then
intents and
you
purposes,
run
that
all the way back.
I'd say for this, you would manage to get 30 feet away from them.
I have only 25 movement speed as a little itty bitty gnome.
Yeah, and they hadn't even made it to the family yet where you went to.
Cool,
Just give her
perfect.
the mobile feet for free, Cameron, with all the.
She's getting that cardio in.
I plan to take the mobile feet. That's the first feet I'm taking. It's the
Uh,
fucking mobile feet.
Sold. You're turning around and you see zombies about 25 feet away from you that have locked eyes with Hezro and are about to start shifting their way over there. You see as well the one zombie that is kind of starting to make its way over to where the party originally was centered at, and you see the one zombie over by the guards.
So there's no more zombies in front of me?
There is no more zombies. One of them, however, is kind of shambling its way closer to you.
So the one that's headed toward the rest of the party.
Yes.
Do I go after the one, or do I help the little no? Well, I couldn't make it. How far away are those two?
They're
from me?
25 feet.
Okay. Do I help the gnome, or do I block one zombie from a group of 3? I think I'll go over to where the 2 are. And
Okay.
Smack one of them.
All right. As you run over, go ahead and roll to hit.
Ooh, natural 20.
All right. Go ahead and double your dice.
Nice.
Mhm.
Natural 20.
Sorry, I changed my gain because there are children screaming outside. Is this okay?
Yeah.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Cool.
That's 20 damage.
20 damage. Okay, so as you're running up and just screaming, both of the zombies turn their gaze over to the massive, raging, bulging dwarf that is running towards them, and you take and swing your greatsword and just lob off one of the right arms of this zombie. As it lets out the shriek in pain, the arm goes flying somewhere. Hestro, you see a random arm land right next to you.
Well, you know.
She looks at the hand, then at the person who caused the hand.
There's a little twitch.
Just. She feels disarmed.
Oh,
Someone give her a hand.
oh
Button.
guys.
You also, Hestro, you see the 2 zombies have taken their attention away from you and are now looking at this dwarf.
Someone
And-
did give her a hand.
But
Yeah.
All right. That'll be Tholt's turn. Tylum, the one with your hunter's mark is still up.
I shoot it.
All right, roll the hit.
All right, that's going to be a 18.
All right, that hits.
10 damage. Die
And-
already.
I'm gonna laugh at this thing so it lives.
I'm gonna scream.
Natural 20. So, as you fire your arrow, once again, that green explosion, you see now it takes a chunk out of the right side of the rib cage and just explodes, guts and viscera kind of landing onto the floor. It hunches back over and it looks over and sees Tylum and doesn't turn back to look at the guards.
Oh, come on!
As it just gives this loud hiss. And
I can hiss too.
I don't think that's gonna help.
Now shut up, or I'll shoot you too.
Grabbing it is your turn.
Yep. There was one headed in fucking character names. Yo, fuck me. Hang on. There
I'll
was
get it
headed
eventually.
towards Hesro, right?
There were 2 heading towards Hestro. There is one that is currently making its way to the exposed party members.
And there's
Cool.
one in front of me.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
take out
Eugene.
one of the ones that's trying to go towards Hesro.
All right. There is one that Tholt has like chopped its right arm off, and there is still one that looks completely fresh.
Okay. Now the question is, do I try to finish or do I? No, I'm gonna try to finish. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna roll to attack at advantage because I'm hidden right
You're
now.
hidden.
I should be hidden. I'm not motherfucking 20. I'm gonna tell you what. That's a 15 on a die.
That hits.
Cool.
Take a
Not
whole-
fantastic damage, but it's 9 plus 4. That's 13.
13.
Oh, that's pretty
Okay.
good. Never mind.
Undead Fortitude. It fails.
Cool.
So, as you fire this crossbow, Tholt, you lob the right arm, and it rears back and is going to try and stare at you. But this other bolt lands and kind of hits it square into the chest, and you see this kind of greenish, purplish blood just coming out in spurts of its chest as you hear something kind of wiggling inside, and the zombie falls over dead.
Ugh.
He squints at the reaction of that. Aim for their chests, I fucking guess. And he hides.
Okay, roll that stealth.
That's a fucking 2 on the die. That's 8 total. Am I still hidden from these motherfuckers?
No, you're not.
Okay, cool.
Good luck.
As
It was a 3
You-
on the die I had to get, I see.
as you're yelling this out, The zombies are aware of your position, but they're not focusing on you right now.
Yeah, yeah.
They couldn't care enough.
Tyler
Yeah.
looks more, not Tyler. Hezro looks more delicious.
Well, slower target, easier food.
Nah, true.
Eugene, it is your turn. There is a zombie right in front of you.
Hmm. You know, this may work, this may not. I'm gonna pull out my dagger, Cameron, and just try and stab it. since
Okay.
I'm that close to it.
Whoa.
Also-
Stab it.
By the way, disregard what I said about the extra zombie. The extra zombie actually is the one attacking Eugene right now.
Yeah.
Ah,
Go ahead and roll the hit.
That would be, what is my plus on my dagger? It's a 14, Cameron.
14 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
And that's 3 damage.
3 damage. You take your dagger and just kind of like stab it into the chest, and you feel like you nick something on the inside, something tough and muscular, and then pull the blade back out, but it's still going.
That was worth a shot.
You're
That's my turn.
doing great.
So,
Like,
first,
gives a thumbs up at the dagger. You're doing great. Keeps running.
could have done more damage with the arm. I swear.
Actually, if I just meleeed it, it would have been the same damage, but you know. Eugene does not know hand-to-hand combat.
Eugene needs to learn.
Eugene knows range.
so, that is going to be a 16 to hit.
Against me?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And that is 6 points of bludgeoning damage. Again, as you rip the dagger back out, kind of like as a reflex, the left hand comes and just slaps you across the face, like one of those professional slapping contests, and there is a red mark now on your face from where that hand was,
Ow.
as it lets out this guttural, just moaning sound of death and decay at you.
Eugene's not looking too good.
Death and Decay is actually a pretty good book. What?
I didn't even know it was a book. Anyway,
Rotten Ruin series.
Well,
the other zombie that originally was focused on the family, then Hezro, now Thold, looks at Thold and just lets out a scream as it tries to bring its hand down. And I was about to roll damage, not to hit.
excuse
However,
you.
that is a 19.
I feel like that doesn't hit Cameron. Just...
That,
Yeah, maybe. 3 points of bludgeoning damage.
man, you like that 3 points of bludgeoning
Well,
damage.
because you're halving everything, and I'm always rolling 4s.
Do you want him to roll higher?
No.
You want to roll lower?
I'd like lower, please.
As the kind of the clawed kind of hand goes and smacks you right into like where your clavicle is, and you feel weight and pressure go on it. However, nothing breaks, nothing is internally damaged. As you look back up, still angry, still furious.
He grabbed your peck.
The last zombie that has had the hunter's mark on it this whole time sees Tylum and doesn't care about anything else. Let's get invoke
Ew!
2 opportunity attacks from the guards.
Watch it survive both of these.
I would
Uh,
be pissed if it.
First one hits. Second one is a natural 1, so there is one whopping opportunity to take this zombie out.
Die. Die.
About that.
Die. Die. Die already.
As the guard stabs and pierces through, makes its way 20 feet towards you.
Cameron,
Yes.
I would like you to re-roll that one. I will
Oh.
give you why. Because I don't need to know whether it fails or succeeds. I can just choose.
Yeah, because the class feat. Okay.
Yeah, I'd like you to re-roll that.
All right. I just want to let you know the guard rolled the minimum amount of damage. So
I don't care. It needs to die.
I'm trying to.
natural 1.
God damn it!
Fate! It is fate! This is the one. This is the BBEG, guys. This
So-
one zombie with 1 hit point is the BBEG.
This has been the
So-
BBG.
And you watch as the zombie originally tries to start making its way over, and some kind of aura kind of takes it over, and you hear the sound of a ticking clock as it stops,
And doesn't do shit.
and it falls over without saying another thing.
Okay, so who
Oh my
would win in a
God.
fight? A
Oh my God.
very dilapidated, just entrophied corpse or a zombie?
You're welcome.
So it's dead.
It's dead.
Oh,
So that means we have 2 zombies left?
There are 2 zombies left.
I'm gonna
Watch out,
just let
Eugene.
you
They,
know
they,
when
they
it's
got
my
it
turn.
in for you.
I'm transferring my hunter's mark.
All right. The 2 guards then are going to rush over, and you see at this point now most of the civilians have kind of like been pushed in kind of a circular perimeter. Several other kind of lower-ranking guards and kind of private militia are watching and making sure nothing gets uncontained. The 2 other guards run and are going to attempt to attack the one that is fighting Thold.
Oh.
That is a miss. That is a hit.
I was about to say, if they both miss, these are the most useless guards.
Well, all the guards
And-
are dropping faster than the zombies.
Fair enough.
Just acknowledge
So, you watch as the 2 guards kind of yelling back stab into this zombie creature, and it lets out this screech. And one of the guards turns to you. Get back, citizen. We have this covered.
What?
He is just gonna look at him with like a really,
Look,
really.
look at him. Just to all
Really?
the dead guards. Just to all of us who are still standing.
Really?
That is the end of the guard's turn. Top of the round. Hasro, you're up.
How are there any more of these things that I can see there?
There is one that has currently been beating the crap out of Eugene, and there is one that is currently being dealt with by 2 guards and your dwarven barbarian.
And the
Oh,
guards
well.
telling me, citizens, stand back. Okay.
Yeah, sure, we'll stand back. You guys can just
Oh,
die.
magic missile, the one that's beating the heck out of Eugene.
Okay,
Thank you.
go ahead and roll the total damage for a magic missile.
What's up?
12 damage.
12 damage. Okay.
Toot, toot.
It fails its undead fortitude. As you wave your wand around, the 3 little magical darts appear, and like a machine gun, barrage in. And Eugene, you see in a flash of moment these 3 little bolts. One kind of exposes the chest and exposes this thing that has taken the place of the heart. One of them hits and kind of caves it into where the spine is. The third one goes in and explodes and sends this explosion of gore out of the back of the zombie as it just falls over dead onto the floor.
So is there like a trauma stat we should be keeping track of? Because this is really horrifying.
Yeah,
This isn't the Call of
These
Cthulhu
descriptions.
games, guys.
These
No insanity.
Hezro's losing some.
Oh, that's Hezro's fault.
Will that be your turn?
That will in fact be the end of my turn.
All right. Thold, it's your turn. You were just told by the guards, stay back, we got this. When they clearly don't have this.
Ooh. They told a man who is raging to stand back, citizen.
Ignore them.
No, pull malicious compliance. You're just that angry.
Does a 15 hit?
A 15 does hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
I'm not hitting the guard.
And that's how we all got arrested.
I mean, on a bright note, at least the guards that keep dying don't turn into zombies
You know,
as well.
don't say
would
that
kinda-
yet until the battle is like officially over.
Yeah.
You
I
might
just
have
got-
rolled.
I just rolled max damage that I could.
How much
17
damage?
damage.
17 damage. All right. Undead Fortitude has to beat a DC of 22, and it fails. So, as you bring your greatsword down on the zombie after being told, yeah, we got this. Stand back. How do you want to do this?
Right down the middle.
All right. So, as the guard finishes the statement, like, stay back, we got this, and you bring the
Pure
greatsword
rage.
down. You take the left side of the head, cut off where the ear is, and start tearing down, break the clavicle, break all the ribs on the left side until you reach the midsection, until both sides of the zombie are just hanging. And the now chopped in half little flesh-like entity disintegrates and kind of dissipates into this ashen dust. And the zombie falls over dead.
Combat.
No, thank you. I think I've got this.
And
While
that is
raging,
going
it
to-
very polite.
That is going to end combat.
Go fuck yourself.
like to rage.
Thor's a very polite rager.
So,
No, that was him holding back.
Like
That
the
was just
gritted
him.
teeth. No, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, no, thank you. I
As-
got this.
all of the corpses are now dead. You see these civilians that are kind of like over in the back, looking around, like, what's going on? What happened? Like, and you hear some commotion of the guards, like, stand back. We're trying to get the situation sorted out. And you see rushing through the crowd and breaking her way past the guards is the not only the Gravemaster, but two other people in kind of similar colored robes with the symbol of the Raven Queen adorned on the front of their robed outfits, and they are holding these sensors and kind of walk around, start waving them around, just kind of out of instinct. And she runs up to the first person she sees, which is Eugene.
Y'all were a little late.
Oh wow, it's really hard to get through a giant crowd of people. What happened?
Well, we were going into the bookstore, and some old gentleman with a staff with runed deals around it set it off, and there were zombies. Like a lot of zombies.
She's looking around. Okay, great, fantastic. I need to talk with the fucking lawmaster about making sure our path is clear to get to fix the solution, but I guess you'll do for now.
Nice.
This is a genuine thank you. I know we didn't get off on the right foot, mostly because of your scaled friends, but
I live in the back, like, oh, like, what'd you just say?
I am Gravemaster Elte.
Eugene has a giant smirk across his face. This feels so good. And I, as I said before, am Eugene.
Well, Eugene, judging from the way you're dressed, your accent, and your posture, the Ruby Academy is useful in some degree. If you're going to do your shopping, I'd advise getting it done quickly, because we're about to lock the area down.
I hope we can. I don't know if the shopkeeper ran off or not. There were a lot of people
Um,
running and dying.
Where are you going?
Kind of look over at the guard corpses. Well, we were walking into the bookshop, Cameron, originally, when all this
Yeah,
went down.
well, she's asking you.
Oh, we were, like I said before, we were heading into the bookshop over there.
Well, since I know the person who works in there, They're typically hiding behind the counter right about now.
Oh, wonderful.
So,
So, does this happen often if you know exactly where they're going to be hiding?
Says a voice from like her feet.
she looks down, is like, where the... Oh, Jesus.
Big curly head of hair, looking up at her big glasses.
I don't really have the answer to that. And from behind you, Hezro, you hear a voice start making its way into the main area. But if you're talking about the rebel actions, they happen once every week. This is basically common knowledge. And you all see a man in a full set of big plate armor, a chained metallic symbol of the Platinum Dragon Bahamut hanging off of the one of the hooks on the of his armor. And he is wielding this unruly and heavy-looking poleaxe, and has a great helm over his head. I'm not really good at saying thank you for dealing with zombies, so thank you. But we don't know exactly where they hide. Just random people come into town some days and start to cause trouble.
So this is from the rebellion. I've heard they were notorious, but never to this level.
They're getting together with a bunch of mages. Ironically, we've seen some accounts of Ruby Academy members who are trying to get their adventure credit.
I'd say I'm on my way to earning it. There's that one there dead, that one there dead, you know. Making progress.
Yeah.
And you know for sure that this is, like, what they do on the regular?
Well, most of the time it's either an occasional fireball that it kills about 10 or 15 government workers. Most of the heavy problems, though, are when people are traveling on the roads. Rebels will come by, loot them, take their stuff.
You sure those aren't just, like, regular bandits?
Sounds like regular bandits.
It's hard to tell. The rebellion itself, well, it's organized into smaller groups, like bandits. It's hard to tell the difference, which makes them more dangerous because they're acting like bandits.
I mean, fair. But you can't go blaming everything on them.
Mm-hmm.
It's like saying boogeyman.
I mean, if you look at how the man's dressed and his position, he absolutely has the authority to do that.
No, I'm not saying he can't. I'm just saying that, you know, eventually when the rebellion's gone and this level of fuckery continues.
Just because
Then-
an egg is missing doesn't mean it's always a snake.
Yeah.
Very intellectual proverb coming out of your mouth, surprisingly. So,
Less inclined to help you.
Indeed.
yeah, sure, whatever. Anyway, what's your name? Magic Machine Man.
My name is Eugene Lee Waterford.
Mr. Waterford. Give me a second here to consult my notes.
DM loading.
Loading.
Yeah, let me just look at my notes. You big
I am,
man, flipping through notes.
Forgot my name right there for a few moments.
I'm,
If you ever need to roll an attack, roll your d20 and add your proficiency, and
nice to meet you. I am Divine Spear Kosh Warsun.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad to see somebody at least doing something. I mean, I saw from the sidelines, little kobold thing. You put a lot of arrows into that thing, but you seem not to be hitting the mark.
What'd you just say?
Well, it's fine. She did more than you did.
If you were watching from inside, why didn't you come in?
My priority as not only advisor to the lawmaster,
Is to
but
watch.
also
Shade the citizen.
protector of the people,
You didn't really protect the people.
I never understood these kinds of bubbles.
I mean,
if you would let me finish,
By all means.
I was focusing on making sure no one had the bright idea of being a random hero and going and getting themselves killed.
You
I mean,
not
mostly the
us?
guards just got killed.
Yeah.
I think there were one or two citizens that got their faces ripped off, but it was mostly
Well, the guards signed up for it.
That's true. Scouts do sign up for it, as far as I know.
However, this is still bad. We haven't had a necromancy problem in the last 3 weeks. Grave Master, I want you to double up patrols around the city, see if you can find anything. Aren't we on the same level? Yeah, and I'm advising you too. Now go do your job. The rest of you, if you're going to do any more shopping, I advise get it done quick and make your way, because we are about to lock off the markets for the rest of the day.
Are we
Very
going
well.
to get compensation?
She kind of rocks back and forth from her heels to her toes.
Are we getting any compensation?
Make a persuasion check.
I will not assist. I am sorry, but I feel like Cobalt would just make it go disadvantage.
Yeah, right. Persuasion, you say. That is 17.
17?
Mm-hmm.
I just imagine like there is this other side of her character who
I
just
can't
like turns into a tiny
Give you a
goblin and is
lot.
just
Whenever you're done here in the market, I'm going to be over in the lawmaster's office. See me over there. I'll see if I can get something for you. And just a heads up, because it's not an official job, it's not going to be a lot.
She just gives a soft smile, blinking owlishly behind the glass.
Kind of
Turn-
gets down on one knee and extends
I
his
wanna-
hand out.
She takes it, giving a small shake.
And it's a pretty heavy plate gauntlet that you're shaking hands with. And he
Her
gets
hand
back up.
shakes, his hand stays still.
And then he does a slight shake. Yeah, see me over at the Lawmaster's Hall. I'll see if I can get something whipped up for you.
If I may, I'd like to insight Hesro.
No.
Go ahead and roll an insight check.
Hesro, what I'm wanting to find out is how genuine is she being?
Go ahead.
It's 15 on the die. With
That being said, I
a-
rolled a 6.
Oh, she being really genuine here? Is she being like
She thinks that they helped, so they should get some compensation. She's being
well,
genuine.
right? But is she genuine in the fact that she's like being polite and nice to this man, or does she think otherwise? Just
She's
more
trying to be
wanting to know.
polite to everyone. It's kind of like this is someone in a position of power. She's got that like the customer
But-
service smile.
Yeah, she's not truly being like a snarky little ass without being found out, though. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Turns, looks at everyone else. Books.
Yeah, sure. Books.
While they're doing that, Cam, can I see if I can recover any of my arrows?
Yeah, you managed to go around and Divine Spear, Kosh, just kind of giving you a look down, and some of the guards are about to go, stay away from that body, and the Kosh goes, she's just grabbing her arrows, let him take them.
I love
And
how
you-
you instantly assume money. How many arrows can I get?
I'd say you can recover half of the ones you used.
Okay, so I get 2 back.
Are we keeping track of ammunition here?
Yes.
Okay, didn't know that. I will keep that in mind. I only shot 3.
Yeah.
I shot 3.
Then
You shot
So-
3. And I'll say you recovered your bolts from the goblin fight, just for convenience.
Okay.
and I'll join the rest in the bookshop.
Okay. As you all make your way into the bookshop,
Hey, Cameron.
yeah.
Real quick, I asked you a question.
Oh yeah, there's nothing left of that artifact.
Okay.
As you all make your way into the bookshop that is you see has the sign that says the Cheering Tome, which shows a book that is giving this absurdly large smile.
Creepy.
Looks for scrolls.
Like spell scrolls.
Yeah.
As you're looking around, there isn't a lot of arcane stuff in this store. And from the back of the counter, you see what appears to be a broomstick handle with hands on it, kind of raised over the counter, kind of waving about. Are they gone?
Yes,
Is it over?
yes.
All right. And emerging from the back of the counter, holding a broom, that you now see actually has had a dagger, which has kind of been wrapped to it with a rope, makeshift spear. You see a young half-elven girl with huge glasses,
Oh my god, just like Hezra.
like gargantuan glasses, and she is holding this broom like, oh, hi, welcome to the Cheering Tome. Is there anything you're looking for?
I was hoping you had some books and magic. Maybe scroll.
Well, I know who does have magic. On the other side of the market, there's this really cool purple wagon that is one of the traveling wagons for the Eagle's Eye Emporium. This huge magic shop that's stationed out of Glissau. They have a cart that's here, and they get weekly items shipped in. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have anything magic, but I do have quite a few books if you're interested.
May I see them?
Absolutely. They're just essentially everywhere. Anything particular you're looking for?
No. And she will go look for books. Just looking.
Just looking.
Yeah.
As you're kind of making your way around, what are the rest of you doing?
Is Grabbin allowed to be here? At the moment?
Yeah.
Cool.
Meaning,
I mean,
that's a fair question.
The half-elven woman is still holding the makeshift spear and then occasionally looks at the two kobolds while she's talking to Hezro. And then whenever Hezro starts to go looking for books, you're not going to start any trouble, are you?
I mean, way to talk to a customer that way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just asking because we had a couple of kobolds and dragonborn come through here and steal a good portion of our books.
Oh, well, that's disappointing. Actually, what the hell did they take? I might be interested in trying to track them down if you'd like. We're professionals.
Well, professionals. Oh my goodness. My father didn't want to hire anybody, but well, they stole some books. They stole some adult literature.
Oh. Cameron, if you throw what I think you're throwing in right now.
It's not that.
Okay.
He goes forward.
Well, are you looking to retrieve these? Or
Well, I'm not really big about the books. I'm big
just the
about.
fact that they stole?
Well, they also took something else from the family safe.
Oh.
Which is?
My deceased mother's wedding dress.
I thought you were about to say ashes, and I was like, damn.
That's deep.
Well, if possible, we can try to find them and retrieve this for you.
How long ago did it happen?
I have to say about 3 weeks ago.
That's a good amount of time to make distance.
It's a pretty good
Yeah.
speed.
If you don't want to take it, that's perfectly fine. Because other than stealing it, I have absolutely nothing about where they went.
No, it's fine. We can at least attend. There's
Anything
promise,
about the
though.
dress that makes it stand out in case we see it?
Well-
the wedding dress.
Yeah,
Well,
it's-
wedding dresses can look different, dipshit.
It's pure white and braided into like the collar of the dress. They're 3 diamonds.
Yeah, those are probably gone. But we can look out for it and see if we can find it for you.
Well, I would most certainly appreciate that.
Were the diamonds clear, or did they have a certain color to them?
They were just clear, normal diamonds.
Okay.
Now, what I was looking into, do you have books on dark lore?
On what?
Folklore, dark stuff. Just some tales. Like,
I have an entire section over there if you want to go look.
wonderful. Thank you. He goes over.
All right. Is there anything you want, Miss Kobold?
Do you have any books on how to craft arrows and the like?
I do have books that are related to guild practices, right next to the section of folklore.
Thank you. I'll go.
Wow, dwarf, you're pretty big. Is there anything that you need?
Ouch.
She didn't even insult us. She just went straight for the pig.
Straight for the dwarf.
This man,
That's
thick.
savage.
Damn, boy, he's thick.
Thicker than a bowl of oatmeal. I've been called many things. Not been just told big.
Oh my god, was that offensive?
I honestly don't know how to take it.
I'm terribly sorry. You're strong-looking fellow. Yeah. That's how you say it.
You there with the strong jaw.
He just shakes his head.
With the bulbous muscles.
Is there? She's just gonna standing there waiting for an answer.
I guess since I'm here, where can I look for like artifacts? More specifically, on a artifact on a particular library.
Oh my god, are you talking about the Sightless Hold?
Out of character, Cameron, is that what you're calling it?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
I have this big book of tales if you would like to buy, and she runs back and she pulls out what's essentially about the size of a Webster's dictionary and kind of puts it on the desk, and you hear this thud as dust kind of flies out into the air. It's a pretty thick book.
Now
Grab it
that
He's more
immediately
than
interested.
me.
What?
looks thicker than sold.
That's a quote right there. Somebody put that in quotes. Well, this book right here contains all historical recorded information about the Sightless Hold. However, there's not a lot of copies of it, and it is a little pricey.
Hezro's attention was caught by Big Slam. She looks over.
You see this massive book that is a gray, kind of leather, a grayed leather tome with a bunch of writing on the front of it. And essentially, this eccentric title about history of the Sightless Hold.
Her mind calculates the fact that it probably weighs more than her. And she waddles over.
Waddle to the
Well,
bank.
this book here, if you wanted to buy it, it's 5 gold, 5 silver.
He hands her the 5 gold, 5 silver.
She takes it and like, do you want a bag?
No, and he puts it in his backpack.
She drops the book into your hands and it's heavy.
How heavy is the book?
It's probably a 10-pound book.
Hey, Thol, do you want to put that somewhere where it's not going to weigh you down? I do have something that could help with that.
Are you insulting this man's incredible strength?
No, I'm the size of his backpack.
Fair enough.
Is it really that heavy?
Not really.
Yes, but it is sizable. One would assume it would take up a lot of space.
This is starting to sound very promiscuous.
And I'm gonna hop out of that conversation. Did you find anything that you were interested in?
I feel like she didn't find any magical books or the like.
Oh, you're looking for magical books?
Yeah, she's
No.
looking for books specifically on like, I guess stuff that she hasn't learned before. Maybe also information on how the mages are playing into the rebel activities if she can.
Like, she's looking for magic-themed books.
Magic-themed?
Magical books.
Okay, yeah. You actually find a couple of those. When it comes to the rebels, or the mages' involvement of the rebels, you see over by the front door, there are these little pamphlets that essentially tell you about what the rebellion is doing, how you can stop them, and this is all printed by the crown.
Propaganda!
Propaganda.
I love propaganda. She'll take some.
There are, I'd say, about 20 pamphlets in this little kind of basket.
Perfect
How many do you
paper.
take?
Perfect paper, airplane paper.
She will take like 10.
So you take 10, and you just grab a handful of pamphlets and put them in your backpack. It's like, oh, looking to spread the word.
What?
It's just normal paper that has been folded.
That's fine.
What was the name of the book, Kim?
The name of the book was History of the Sightless Hold, a recorded biological/autobiological documentary of all explorers of the Vicious Isle.
Do you mean biographical?
Biological. No, biographical. Biographical.
Biological.
That's a pretty long
Bio.
title.
It existed in their denna.
It's got a little skin or hair from every single adventure that's been involved. That's why it's so heavy.
So,
Ah, disgusting but funny.
as you take this hefty book, are you putting it in your backpack or are you looking up to Eugene?
So, Eugene, what do you have in mind if you feel like it's not gonna fit too well in the backpack?
Eugene looks giddy. Yes, I have the perfect thing. I learned how to make this in school. It's a thing I can infuse. It used to be just a regular haversack, but... And I flip it open, and the book just kind of whoops inside. It's a bag of holding.
Does Tylum see this?
I would say, since Eugene is all giddy about and just kind of putting the book in there, yeah, you see it.
She'll keep this in mind. She's going to approach him later.
That's why Eugene doesn't have a
Will
backpack.
I fit in the bag?
Does your character ask that?
No, that wasn't in character.
Oh, okay.
Like she would though.
I mean, I don't remember if there's particularly a lot of air in a
No,
bag of
there's not,
holding.
there's not.
No, there's not.
Yeah.
No.
10 minutes worth. Unless you're a lizardborn. Or lizardborn. I'm fucking stupid.
Oh,
So we know what's on your mind right now.
What?
So, you're looking at folklore, correct, Graben?
Yeah, so he was looking more into like dark places, like places you shouldn't go, kids' tales of like actual places and
Okay.
myths of creatures and whatnot.
There you go.
Go ahead and roll a investigation check.
Okay. I love that. I like investigation. My mom always told me life was like a box of investigators.
Damn it.
Nice, nice. Copyright avoid.
This is gonna be a sweet 17.
17. You find a couple of books, actually. The first book you kind of look and pull up is the Ruins of Vero the First. And it is a kind of a chronological tale of two children that went to this tomb in the middle of the forest, supposedly, and found this tomb that was haunted with something that killed one of the kids. And the other one managed to escape and, like, frantically wrote all of his notes down.
Okay, so Vero like zero, but with a V?
Virroh.
Okay, Virroh. View
Yes.
the first story of two kids going into ruins and one dying. It's a bunch of notes.
The second book tells of a tale
All this time.
of the Scorned Dress, which is essentially this tale of a baroness at some point who was murdered by her husband because her husband didn't love her anymore, and her unending wrath had turned her into a wraith that had murdered her husband and the entire court.
Okay, so what was the name of this one?
This was
The
An End
Discord.
to All Things, Rise of the Wraith.
Huh.
It essentially details the Scorned Dress.
The Scorned Dress.
Yes. The last book you find is a story of what people only describe as the Flesh Eater.
We already fought
This-
those.
Manic serial killer
Ugh.
who roams from town to town, and all of his victims at some point
Please don't say it.
are missing some form of body part. Most of the time, it's either the arms or nothing weird.
Usually the best cuts of meat of person.
Guys!
Yeah.
So he's particularly interested in the Scorned Dress and the Ruins of Vero the First. The other one
Okay.
he'll ignore because that's of a mortal being and not like a mythical creature or anything. So
Yeah, it's not any kind of mythical creature. It's more of just like a tale.
yeah,
True crime books.
You take the two books up there and say, "Oh, these are really good picks." Ooh, I personally love this one about Vero. Did you know that it's rumored that his tomb is actually in the forest?
In a nearby forest.
Yeah, the one along the Silver Road somewhere.
Interesting.
and he'll be sure to buy the book first, but he'll write inside the cover, like the possible location.
Yeah, so that right there is going to be a total of 1 gold for both the books. Total.
All right. Give me a moment.
He pulls out a gold and places it on the counter.
She takes it. Would you like a bag?
No, I'm fine, thank you.
Okay.
In this time, Hezra has taken another 7 pamphlets.
So you take another 10 pamphlets?
Are you trying to sneak these 7?
No, she's blatantly
Ooh, piece
filling
of
the bag with
Piece
pamphlets.
of candy. Piece of candy. Piece of candy.
Yeah, I'm imagining the part in Elf where he keeps walking by the guys handing out flyers. Like, thank you.
So you grab another batch of 10?
Yes.
Okay, they're all gone.
This is fun.
You've taken all 20 pamphlets of propaganda.
Good lord.
There was probably more, but Cameron was like, I'm gonna have to stop this.
It was caps lock.
This is fine.
So, Tylum, as you're looking around, go ahead and make me an investigation check.
Watch me be the only one that doesn't walk out with the book.
The barbarian is having a read.
Yeah.
Let's see. That's going to be 11.
11? It's not hard to find the particular book you're looking for. The crafting section and the guild artisan section takes up a good fourth of the store. And you're looking around, and eventually, in a place where you can reach it, actually, you find a book on arrow fletching, as well as enhanced recovery methods.
That sounds something like a wizard. Recovering.
Like
Just
enhanced
in
recovery
general.
methods? What?
Yeah.
So
Like
getting your arrows back.
getting your
Oh,
arrows
get
back.
it- well, you know, yeah, that would be very useful. She'll pick up the book.
Okay. So, you bring it up to the desk.
Mhm.
Ooh, that's a really nice one, and that one's on sale too. That one's actually going to be 5 copper.
Just 5 copper?
Yeah, I have like 80 copies of that book.
She slams down 5 copper.
She takes it. Do you want a bag?
Now I can put it in my, well, bag.
Oh, okay. See, I just have to ask because one time I did, and Father got really mad.
Okay.
I know I'm telling you my life story when you don't care. Here's the book.
Wow.
Thank you.
NPC
and-
self-aware.
If you're looking for magic items, the Eagle's Eye traveling cart on the other side of the market is your go-to place.
Isn't the market closing down?
It is?
Yes.
Patter.
well,
Just ring, ring, ring. She's
For the
up.
day,
She's running.
Yeah.
She's
well,
running.
She's going, so I guess I'm gonna go make sure she doesn't get run over or something.
I'll go too.
He follows.
Tylen follows too.
Small feet.
Well,
Okay.
his movement speed is faster than her small feet, so it's fine.
They both are just casually walking while she's trying to keep up.
So,
She's also
how
bare feet.
many of you are going with Hesro?
Me.
So we have Tyler, we have Grabbin. Anybody else?
I'm staying because I still have a book that I want to try and find.
Well,
Okay.
I'm going to stick with the wizard here because he
He's
kind of
gotta
has
stick
my
with the
book.
squishy.
All right, so everyone
I'm
except Eugene.
Artificer.
Oh, so Eugene
Oh,
indulged
Artificer.
at the bookstore. The half elf girl looks up to you. Is there anything I can get for you?
Yes. I was wanting to peruse your crafting section. Anything on, gnomish machines, goblin inventions, even dwarven machinations. I would love to peruse any of that.
I have the perfect book for you.
Oh.
She kind of runs out of the counter, runs over to the crafting section. She takes a ladder, goes up to the top, and you see one of the books from the top shelf. She pulls it. It's a red-bound book, and she sets it down in front of you, and it is
It's a Necronomicon.
The Artificer's Guide to Stoneforge Modern Technology. I've been reading this book.
His eyes just light up. This is perfect.
Me and my dad have been reading this book, and we've actually been working on something just to show you one of the things you can find in this book. She kind of reaches out and pulls out 3 pairs of these goggles that have like slightly tinted lenses. Go ahead and put these on real quick.
I take my spectacles off and I put the goggles on.
You're gonna want to put these on, Mr. Dwarf.
Okay. Do I recognize anything that's about to happen? Like,
You
we're
do
putting
not.
these on?
No.
No. Okay.
And she puts them on, and she casts a spell on the book, and you see she casts light on one of the corners. and your vision's unaffected. She takes a wand and flicks it. That she kind of has had to her side. Uses it to make another light spell happen on another corner. Your vision doesn't change. On the other corner, your vision doesn't change. Where 4 blinding lights would be, you can see the book perfectly.
This is amazing.
I know. I'm gonna need those back though. And she's kind of like reaching to try and take them off of your face.
I'll hand him back.
She takes them and kind of takes the ones from Thold and kind of puts them away in a case and locks it. Yeah. Oh, by the way, break all the concentration. Yeah, this book here was about 5 gold pieces, and it has a lot of stuff. It has a lot of blueprints, a lot of designs coming from some of the best dwarven artificers who've worked hand in hand with gnomes and, surprisingly, kobolds to make some interesting items.
Before she even finishes the sentence, there is 5 gold on the counter, and he's flipping through every page.
You'd say for this book, you would have to take a considerable amount of time reading, and in order for you to comprehend one of the blueprints, it would, I'd say, take you about maybe 4 hours.
Okay. Cool.
She's like, okay, that's that. Is there anything else you guys like to purchase? Because if things are about to start closing down, I have to close down the shop, I have to turn all the lights off, I have to go back into my room.
Eugene doesn't say anything, just keeps reading, turns around, and walks out the door.
Okay.
I think that means we're done, yeah.
Yes, thank you all so much for visiting. You have a fantastic day. Where are you two going?
I guess we should meander over to the magic cart where everyone else is.
To the miniatures.
So the first 3 people making are Hezro, Graben, and Tylum. The 3 of you are making your way over, and you see about an RV-sized wagon. Like a carriage of sorts.
Are we talking about Super American Duplex, or are we talking like
normal? Just it's about normal RV size.
All right.
And you see it is pulled by 4 armored draft horses.
Ooh.
And you see where kind of the entrance to the wagon is. There is a tarp of purple cloth with 2 stakes to kind of go into the ground. And the entire cart, I should mention, is this dark purple wood. And as you approach, it gives the faint smell of magical and arcane incense. As you approach it. And you see a little bell over by the door.
She tries to reach up to ring it.
Make me an acrobatics check.
Can we give her a boost for assistance?
Make an acrobatics with advantage.
The miniatures have to
4.
run.
1, 2, 3. Hoist!
I rolled a
So-
4.
Before you can even ring the bell, the door opens.
Oh no.
It knocks all of us over.
The door actually opens inward, not outward.
So they fall in.
You see a very thin, blonde-haired man, kind of a stubble of blonde hair on the chin. That's almost a goatee, but it's not at that point yet.
Oh, well, there's this game's Gilmore.
He is wearing a large, elegant purple robe that's kind of a little too big for him, and he has this big wizard hat on.
Classy.
Oh, hey there. You're all quite energetic to try and get with me. How are you today?
Oh.
Never mind. I know who this is.
Yeehaw. Anyway, how can I? Oh my! Did I call? Oh my goodness! I'm so sorry. I made you fall over there. Here, let me help you all up here.
Is he supposed to be Canadian?
Is this kind of like helping all 3
I
up?
can't tell if this is a Western accent of some mismatched atrocity or if
No,
this is
it's a
shady
mishmash.
Canadian.
It's quite the mishmash. I hope all of you are having a fantastic day.
Gilmore and Pumat Soul had a love child.
Somehow a dwarf got mixed in.
Yeah, they're
Oh, man.
what can I help you with? Yeah, y'all were trying to get my attention.
I'm looking for some magic things.
Well, this is definitely the place.
Would you have any scrolls?
I have plenty of scrolls. Are you looking for any particular spells?
Oh, well, I'm not very good. May I see what you have for a low-level caster?
Low-level caster there. I am assuming we're talking in the kind of a Category 1 level of spells, or maybe even Category 2?
She nods. One.
1, okay. Give me a second here. Let me go back here. Actually, I don't even need to go back here. You guys want to see something cool?
Sure.
Gives it a nod.
He kind of leans back in. Hey there, Rufus. And you see this construct, canine-like size with cylindrical legs start making its way over towards the entrance and looks over at the shop
Okay.
owner.
So Pumot, Gilmore, and Tarrington.
I guess.
Hey,
No. It did its own thing.
No,
I
know. I love it. I'm not bashing.
Can you go check the level 1 spell scrolls, see what we have? And the little canine just nods and starts making his way back in. While he's looking for that, is there anything else all of you are particular looking for?
Do you have anything to help with sunlight sensitivity?
Sunlight sensitivity. I'll have to check. While I'm at it, Mr. Sir.
Oh, wow. It's nice to be recognized. Thanks.
Well, I like to present myself as a non-race individual. I am a Glassau-born native.
He nods just heartily.
You wouldn't happen to... I know it's not particularly magic, poisons and the like.
Just any normal weapons, or I do have some magical weapons if you're interested.
Well, it's more like poisons. specifically.
Poisons. I may have something that might benefit you. It doesn't do particularly poison. Let me go grab it real quick. He starts
That's fine.
making his
And
way
if
back
you
in.
happen to have anything in the hand crossbow section for future possible purchases, I don't have the money to even buy one right now, but I would be interested.
Absolutely. Let me see what we have. And our stock gets refreshed with new items every week. Because typically a guy teleports to me with a bunch of stuff, says, here you go and try and sell this. And I'm like, absolutely.
Doesn't even question it.
Hey, Cameron, are me and Thold there yet?
By this time, you start making your way, and the guy turns his head up. Oh, even more customers. Here, I'll help you here in a second. Give me a few minutes.
No worries.
And he starts making his way in. As he walks in, oh, you found something? Oh, okay, let me go ahead and present him. He walks back out. All right, I have a couple of spells here. If you're interested, they're all first level. Category 1, rather. I'm just going to go ahead and list some of these off. If you don't have this spell, I can give you a price if you're interested. If not, so on and so on. The first one I have here is Absorb Elements.
I'm looking at her spells. She shakes her head like I don't have that one.
It is a spell that helps to absorb a particular type of elemental effect.
I don't have much gold. What are the other spells? If you could list them all off, I could potentially pick one or two to pursue.
Absorb Elements. I have the Alarm Scroll. I do have Catapult. That's a pretty fun one. I like to use that one to play catch with the dog.
That's a fucking hardy dog.
Fear. That's a pretty neat one. Typically use that with some of the bandit folk. I have this here chromatic orb.
How much for that one?
The standard Eagle's Eye price for a particular spell scroll, which, by the way, is bundled in, if you would so choose, with an amount of gold, of magical ink and paper, in order to inscribe the spell into something like a spell book, perhaps. That entire bundle costs 75 gold pieces.
She gives a nod. I don't have that much currently, but maybe after we visit,
Looks back.
what's his name? The guy with the thing.
Mr.
And you
Card. I don't care to name him.
He might get a bit more gold, and I'll see if I can come back. What
Well-
other locations do you have?
Well, I am here. I mostly stay in Akabury. It's the big trade town. I don't close when the market closes. I'm about 24/7. If you try and contact me during the night, though, probably takes me a little bit to wake up. Just a heads up. We have our main location in Glasgow, which my two other brothers are at. All three of us kind of help run the gig. We have one that is over in the Barastian Empire. They have a particular taste for magic items over there, mostly combat-oriented ones. And last but not least, we do have a wagon that is over in Nawin. They're relatively low gains, if I say so. They don't really get a lot.
Gives a nod.
However, if you do need anything and I don't have it, and I know our store has it, I can set an order for you. You pay for it right then and there, and it takes a week for it to get here.
Thank you. I'll keep that in mind.
I'm more than happy to help you.
She steps back politely.
Now, speaking of oils, or particular shit, I have these here little glass bottles, and these are able to be applied to a particular weapon.
Oh boy, don't tell me.
I think I do have necrotic, and I do have.
That's for you, Tempest.
Sorry, I was looking at someone messaging me.
Yeah.
I heard necrotic and sorry.
He has oils that you can apply to either a melee weapon or ammunition that cover the elements of fire, ice, lightning, necrotic, and radiant.
Okay. So I can have one of these damage types, or is it?
How it works, as he's explaining it to you, as an action, you can coat one melee weapon or 20 pieces of ammunition with the oil, to which the body is emptied. Upon applying the oil, attacks made with the ammunition or next 5 attacks from a melee weapon deal an extra 1d8 of the oil's damage. Once piece
And
of
I can
ammunition.
choose what the oil's damage is depending on what I buy, or is it?
Yeah,
just like
depending
a
on what you
one?
buy. Your options
Okay,
are fire,
gotcha,
ice,
gotcha.
lightning. Yeah.
I would like to get. I think lightning would be a good way to go. And how much is this again?
The lightning here is going to cost you about this one oil. It's going to cost you about I'd have to say 45 gold pieces.
Holy shit.
It's very difficult
And,
to make these and make them right.
I assume that, yeah, it's gonna be a bit pricey on this side.
You might as well pluck a few scales to sell along with it.
Well, don't worry about it. It's fine. Do you have any more basic potions then? Or not potions, poisons? I do like these, and I'll consider them next time.
I do have a couple of particular poisons that you can apply to a weapon. They're significantly cheaper, but they don't do any damage. They just apply a poison condition on the target.
That's good. It's all right. I can deal with that. And how much are those?
Those are going to be 15 gold, and they're enough for either one melee attack or one piece of ammunition.
Very well. It could prove useful. I'll go ahead and take it.
All right, then. How many? Are you just looking for one?
Just one. Thank you.
He goes back in and pulls out this small, test tube vial that has this kind of dark greenish liquid that is almost solid. Here you go.
Thank you. Right.
So he takes it and he'll put it in his bag. So what's the DC on this?
The DC is going to be 15.
15. All right, DC 15. Con. Ow! Something just fucking bit my foot. What the fuck are you? Scorpion. Cool.
What?
Huh? That was just the scorpion attacking me. Don't worry about it.
What kind of scorpion?
Listen, it's Texas. The little bark scorpion.
I know. Is it? Little bark? Oh no, big.
Yeah, those are annoying.
Yeah, just kill it.
I'm not dying, Sarah. It's okay. I know you're Canadian
It's
and
not a
haven't
black
ever seen a scorpion in your life.
So you know.
So,
just crawl over to you and
I
murder?
mean, yeah, pretty much. They're little bastards, I tell you what.
It's not the worst thing that could bite you. I mean, I'd rather get bitten or stung by one of them than bitten by
but it's still not
brown
something I
recluse.
like.
Brown recluse can get into your house just as easily, and it's 10 times worse. So I'm saying we got worse in Texas.
It's fine. Listen, this poison, did it have a particular name?
I'll
call it witherweed.
It is green fang root poison.
Green fang. One word, green fang?
Yes, green fang root.
I assume on pass it does nothing.
Yes.
The duration of the poison's a minute?
A minute. Yep.
Okay.
I'm terribly sorry. I forgot what you wanted me to check there, young lady.
Anything to help with our sunlight sensitivity?
Sunlight
Lean
sensitivity.
over and whisper.
Weren't we going to have the artificer make you something?
But if we can get it now instead of having to gather it, that'd be a big help.
I actually have something in this book that I just got that's a magical version of that. Even light spells won't get through its shade. Rather fantastic. It will take me a few hours, though.
We'll save coin.
Fine, never mind.
I'm still
All right.
interested in the hand crossbows.
And crossbows. I do have a couple here. And you see him kind of pull what is essentially an eagle's eye branded hand crossbow. It is a purple wood and just the shining steel for the actual mechanism inside of it. This hand crossbow here makes you a little bit more accurate and puts in a little bit more punch.
All right.
This is going to cost you, let's see, for the standard rate here. Pardon me, let me go check the ledger.
No, you're fine. I'm definitely going to keep it in mind for the future.
Do they just have a purple heart forest that they get all this purple wood from?
Well, it is magically enchanted to provide a certain color, the certain branding of the eagle's eye. By the way, a nice bag of holding there.
Oh, thank you. It's my own craft.
I see. And that's probably why you have the book too.
Yes. Recent purchase.
Ooh. Let's see here. It's typically we charge 25 gold plus the original price of the item, so that if you come back with 100 gold pieces, this crossbow is yours.
He nods approvingly.
All right. I'll keep that in mind, certainly. Is it possible to put anything on layaway, kind of?
Unfortunately, we don't have a system like that yet. I can talk with my brother and see if that could become a possibility.
Just something you can consider. People put gold down in front and be like, hey, hold this for me, and then it's whatever. Just something you could consider about making a profit in the future, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate...
I think I'm fine.
Well, I'm more than happy to. You two, they are customers. You, Mr. Artificer Man, is there anything you're looking for?
Yes, there actually is. Cameron.
Yes.
In the book, I know it will take me 4 hours to figure out and to be able to make stuff out of it, but does it list the components and ingredients I'll need to make these shaded classes things?
All assuming, since you made your way over there and you already saw how they worked, we'll go ahead and give you that one for free. And it is... They are simple magical items. And each one would probably cost you about 75 gold worth of material.
Holy shit.
Can you even afford to make one?
No.
No.
I don't even think you guys would be able to afford one pair from this guy either. You know, at the moment, I don't need anything in particular, but thank you. I will keep y'all in mind.
Oh, not a problem. If you find any recipes in that book, I'll try and see if I have the materials for you.
I appreciate it.
You there, Mr. Dwarf. Is there anything that you're going to need? Is there anything particular you'd be interested in?
Not at the moment, no.
All right. Well, it seems you got a pretty hefty sword on your back.
Yes.
Well, it's just your luck. I have an Eagle's Eye branded greatsword that allows you to hit a little easier and hit a little harder. And you see him kind of reach back, and the canine construct walks back with in its mouth this huge sword that is in a purple and gold scabbard. As he draws it out, it is this very fine steel. This here is one of the go-to choices for private military groups or your typical adventurer.
For the third time in a row, Hezro muttered pathetic.
Can I hear her?
Very softly. Aesthetic.
The construct canine kind of looks at you.
Not pathetic. Aesthetic.
Oh,
Aesthetic. Oh.
I thought I was hearing pathetic. I was like, wow. I'm
It
just
sound
imagining
like pathetic, Siri.
I'm
You know,
sorry.
This particular
duck doing pathetic.
Aesthetic.
There's a dark little goblin inside this little girl. I'm telling you.
here is a great sword with the standard price of the weapon required to make it, and then the enchantment cost you 75 gold.
Yeah, I do not have the funds at the moment, but
No,
I'll
right
keep it in mind.
Well, I much appreciate you considered the possibility of being able to rip your enemies in half faster. Now, if everything's done here, I'm gonna go back to sleep.
Didn't know you were asleep. Sorry about that.
I don't worry about it. It's a little hint of narcolepsy.
Oh.
Oh.
Well,
All right. Well. Hey, one more thing before we just get out of your hair. You wouldn't happen to have any jobs? Anything you need grabbed? Any supplies?
Well, actually, I have this list here. And he kind of reaches, and you see him back out. Go back inside for a couple minutes. Comes back out. I have this list of materials that I'm gonna need for to send back to my eldest brother who runs the store. It's a list of various monster parts.
Oh, wonderful. Can I go
I
ahead
know.
and inspect this?
Absolutely. And he kind of hands the paper over to you.
Takes it and reads the list over real quick.
All right. 15 owl bear feathers.
Oh.
Right.
He's saying
Four-
this out loud to his sister.
Alright.
She's copying it down.
4 phase spider eye.
Pears or just eyes?
Just eyes.
Phase spiders, Cam?
Yes.
Don't like those either.
Remember fighting.
18 warg teeth.
Well, that's not too bad. You could maybe get that from 1 or 2 wargs, depending on their health.
Mm-hmm.
5 pounds of goblinoid flesh.
That's a weird one.
Yeah.
There are some practical applications.
I mean, I imagine so. The fatty bits.
Not consumption wise, but like, potion and poison wise. You really
I
don't
get
know what you're drinking when you drink potions.
2 tentacles from a displacer beast.
Oh.
Yes. So let me just go on down to my local displacer farm.
A gallon of hill giant blood.
His if he had eyebrows, they would be raised, but his eyes do widen a little bit and kind of cock his head sideways at that one as he says it out loud.
And that is the last item on the list.
All right.
It was going
And,
okay, and then we went a little bit sideways.
Just a question, sir. I'm sorry, I didn't get your name.
Oh, I am Arcanist Reginald Red. Ironic because I'm wearing all purple.
And these jobs, these each of these parts, are they per price or is this a package?
Well, depends on the quality we get them in.
Can you give us an
If
average?
say-
Well, we can bring you quantity and we can bring you quality, whatever you're looking for. But, assuming we bring all of these things to the exact letter, to the exact number, how much would it be?
Total, if you were to get everything, that'll get you about, hold on, let me check the notes here. 4,500 gold pieces.
Oh,
Yeah,
Per price.
hill giants.
Say we get a owlbear tomorrow and pluck a lot of the feathers and bring those back.
The
you pay
owl
us
bear
for that?
feathers themselves, if you give me 15 here, it should say on there, oh, yeah, absolutely, you're going to get 200 gold pieces for that one.
It's
You're
mostly
not-
the hill giant's blood. That does not
Yeah,
run cheap at all.
Oh, it's
I-
absolutely
I-
dangerous.
Well,
I think
we'll
we should
certainly keep
wait
these in
until we're
mind.
more coordinated to go after the hill giant guys.
Well, of course, we're not fools. We're professionals.
I've heard that a couple of times. Are you a professional bounty hunters?
To an extent.
All right, then. Well, I hope this is right up your alley. Nobody's been able to get it for me yet, even the new adventuring party you just came into town yesterday.
And what name do they go by?
They're actually pretty organized. They call themselves the Ferocious Four.
That's stupid.
But honestly, they look like a bunch of little kittens to me. They're not fully experienced. They're new.
Oh, we'll certainly keep an eye out for these
I-
things, and if we happen to come across them, we'll definitely come to you first, above all others.
Absolutely. And pardon my profanity, but they seem like they have a stick up their ass.
Well, we
Any-
probably won't mess with them unless they mess with us.
I mean, with a name like
Hey.
that.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you want these all at once, or can we bring them to you separately when we get?
You can bring them to me separately.
Wonderful.
And what if we
thank you.
repeated a few of the jobs?
Like 30
Well-
feathers.
Then you would get 400 gold. However, there is a certain amount of demand that requires a certain amount of supply. Once we have the supply to meet the demand, we don't need anything else.
So if we check in with you to see what you need.
Yeah, I would absolutely appreciate that.
Okay.
You know, I had a question about this other adventuring party that stopped by.
Oh,
any
yeah.
idea, any idea what their skill sets seem to be?
Typically your basic trope. One of them appears to be some kind of quiet cleric. Another one's a brash and a fighting type. There's an elven archer. And then there's some kind of quiet man who's a wizard. You know, just your typical tropes.
Sounds rather dull, really.
Oh, there absolutely are. I've seen my fair share of the same kind of people.
I don't trust wizards.
She says.
You don't trust wizards.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Looks back.
I mean, anyone who's associated with as many wizards as a wizard has, that's a fair
I mean-
association.
This is a fair point, but our client could also happen to be a wizard, which is what I'm concerned about.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I don't
No,
mean
it's
you.
fine.
I just don't trust wizards that I haven't met yet, I guess.
That's a good way to put it. Some of them could be liches. Anyway,
Wouldn't it
let's
be
let the man
obvious
get some
if someone's
sleep.
lich?
You see Reginald kind of like move a little bit back whenever you mention the word lich. Well, if that's everything, I hope you have a fantastic day there. All right, then. I'm going to close the door now. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
You
Good
see the
way.
canine raise one of its front legs and kind of waves at you guys as the door closes.
I am fully picturing the Boston Dynamics little robot dog thing. That's that's what this thing
No.
looks like in my head.
For me, it looks like one of those giant Saint Bernards, and instead of like one of those kegs, it's just like
It's
a
his
little
battery.
scroll. Yeah, it's the battery.
Well, that was productive. I think it's time to either hit the road and start trying to do some things, or maybe hit the hay. What time of
Well,
day
we
is
have
it?
to
Can't
go
tell.
and pick up the coin that I
Let's
asked.
pick
Oh,
up the
yeah, of
coins and go
course.
to sleep. Grab a meal, perhaps?
That wouldn't be a bad idea.
And then we can go do the job or whatever tomorrow.
Or maybe there's a show somewhere around here.
Mm.
No.
It's like
no
early
show.
evening, isn't it, Cameron?
It is actually surprisingly like 3 o'clock.
So early afternoon. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
early
they're just-
afternoon.
they're just discussing the day's plans.
I start heading in the direction of where we're supposed to go for that good old loot.
All right, you start making your way back over to the Lawmaster's Hall. And as you make your way over in that direction, you see the Lawmaster, the Dwarven man, talking with Divine Spear Kosh. Hey, oh, you guys made it. Here, I got something for you. Let me go grab it.
She just rocks, heel to toe, heel to toe. Politely, hands folded behind her back.
Some time passes. Eventually, the Divine Spear comes back, and he has a little sack, and he counts it out and gives you a receipt. There you go. It's going to be 100 gold pieces there.
She smiles. Thank you.
Turns back to the rest of the people and immediately divvies it out.
20 gold apiece.
Woot woot.
Wait, what?
We just got
So much for not enough. Or not a lot, anyway.
Well, it wasn't an officially listed job. He did mention that, but he did want
Well-
to compensate us in some way.
No, I'm just saying, this is a lot of money.
Thank you again. She gives a small wave and a little bow.
Yeah, don't mention it. So anyway, Lawmaster, I was thinking that we probably send a force out into the forest and start hunting down anyone who looks like a rebel. I think that'd be a good idea. I'll try and get some of the Golden Guard together.
Grabbing
Bye-bye.
leaves.
All right,
Yep.
Go.
and I'll say you all make your way back to the inn. Do you order food, drink?
Well, in a hushed tone, switching to Dwarvish real quick.
You know, I really hate to think what they consider a rebel. Maybe it happens to be just a woodsman out in the wild, and then they just gun him down or something just because he's there.
It's going to be a
He's
winch.
talking-
Yeah.
I'm replying in Dwarvish.
Just, I don't know. Makes me a little bit more uncomfortable, I guess.
Well, it's a time for them to be racist, and it's time for them to get rid of people they don't like. And they're going to use the same excuse.
Well, one of those is perpetual and forever.
But they'll have more reason.
Still, can't help but to wonder, like, how much of this is really being caused by this rebellion?
Could be a little.
Is it even
could
the
be a
rebellion?
lot. Who knows? But the
Don't
fact
know.
is, it's going to create strife, and if there's not a rebellion, there's going to be one.
He smiles a little sinisterly.
What are
Well,
you
where there's strife, there's opportunity.
Now, careful where you stick your snout.
Oh, of course, nothing dumb, but
Mhm.
still, jobs. The ongoing state of affairs.
We go where the money is.
Exactly.
And continues into the inn.
All right. The
They didn't make a effort to hide this, by the way, Mr. Dwarf. Or at least he didn't.
She didn't either.
I mean, if you didn't make an attempt to hide it, he's not gonna make an attempt to point it out.
No, that's fine.
as you all make your way into the bucking board, you see Toon Snowaxe and Torald Snowaxe, both kind of getting some meats and preparing them for what is going to be a very probably busy night. Oh, you're back.
We said we would be.
Mhm.
Probably.
Well, I do appreciate you bringing back the keys. Are you guys going to be staying the night here?
Yep.
Yes.
All right. You guys paid for yesterday. I need you guys to pay for today. I need 5 silver from the gnome, 5 silver from the kobolds, and 5 silver from the dwarf.
I'll put down a gold piece.
She takes it, hands you back 5 silver.
I'll put
I
down
hand him 5 silver.
All right. So she ends up taking the 15 silver. All right. The rooms are still yours for a night. That's 4 more pissed off merchants. I really don't care. The rooms are yours for a night. Is there anything you guys want to eat? Meals cost 5 silver.
I've sort of lost my appetite this afternoon. I'm fine.
Oh no.
I could use a
Why?
meal.
I could use a drink.
1 meal.
I
1
have
drink.
leftovers.
I'll have a meal.
2 meals and drink.
I'll take a drink.
2 drinks.
I'll take a drink along with my meal.
Well, the meal comes with the drink.
Oh, fantastic.
Hezro gives a nod. Then looks back. Why have you lost your appetite?
Mostly watching a man's spine get ripped out and then sucked back into his body by sinewy flesh kind of put me off food for the afternoon.
Well, you can't keep doing that forever. I mean, if that happens more than daily basis. Hopefully not. But say the situation arises, you gotta eat eventually. All I'm saying is a bad habit.
Maybe eat a little?
Yeah, like a little snack.
Might actually help you settle your stomach. I can't eat my whole meal if you'd like to share mine.
I'll eat eventually.
Alright. That was quite terrifying. I'm glad we were able to help.
So, 2 meals or 3 meals and a drink is going to be 18 silver.
Yeah, I already had her pass over the silver for the room and the meal, so.
All right.
How much for the meal?
5 silver.
So an entire gold piece for both.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that's 3 silver for the drink.
Yep.
I pass over.
I give 3 silver.
Graben gets his drink and sip, pulling out that meat sack from yesterday's dinner. It has, the meal still. There's bits of it. He noms on it.
All right. And you all spend the rest of the day eating your meals, enjoying a nice conversation with one another before...
I make a little paper crane out of one pamphlet.
Maybe a sleight of hand check.
Natural 20.
It's a perfect origami crane. And some of the people are like...
As she moves it, the wings flap.
Some of the other patrons are like, wow, that's really cool. One of the guards like, wait, isn't that one of our pamphlets?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I'm too drunk to notice.
Looks at the guard. It looks prettier, so people will want to keep it.
Make a persuasion check.
20 total.
Roll.
Guard exits in, comes back with more pamphlets, starts swanning it up in here.
He got a 19. As he's like, I never really thought of that.
I'll teach you how to make one.
That sounds great.
Oh my god, she's so wholesome.
You are now teaching a man who looks like he is in his 60s, graying hair, he's missing 3 of his front teeth, how to make an origami crane.
Out of one of the other pamphlets she pulls out of her bag.
God,
Yep.
I just wanna art this. This sounds so beautiful.
And I will say, as you are relaxing and enjoying the ambience of the tavern before going to bed, you all reach level 3.
Woo!
I need my
Tylon
book back.
is going to talk to Eugene in the morning.
I also kind of want to talk to Hesro before bed.
I need my book back, Eugene.
Oh, yes, well, I'll pull it out of the bag of holding and hand it over.
There you go.
All right.
I want to read that.
Hesro speaks Gnomish, right? Or is it Halfling? Okay.
She
In-
sings.
In Gnomish, Eugene's gonna ask something while you're doing the little cranes. Do you actually believe what they say on the pamphlets?
Nope.
I just love how honest and innocent it is. Nope.
I just like the musical note in it.
Nope.
Yeah, it fits so perfectly.
As she continues to float and hold her little crane.
Yes.
The guard kind of gives you a double take, what?
She said it in Gnomish.
Yeah, it's a Gnomish.
Yes.
Unless he understands Gnomish.
Yes, well, I was only asking. I had the pleasure of meeting one of these resistance fellows
This
this
is wise to
afternoon.
talk about side of God.
He does not strike me as the learned type. Also, he didn't.
He is staring at Eugene and says in Gnomish,
Oh.
He's drunk.
He is drunk.
I am a little intoxicated. Did you say you saw one of them?
Yes.
He broke the staff, and then things exploded.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, that was my cousin.
You're
Well.
folding it, you're folding it wrong.
Oh no! And he goes back. He's like, oh no! He's like trying to redo it. And he's having a really hard time. Like, ah!
She looks at Eugene with a look of fucking stop.
Right now, bud.
I'll just mouth later and then go up to my room.
She nods.
Well, I was about to share with you, sir, my theories about her character, but then you just blew that out of the water with that single fucking sentence.
Before we go into it,
My
guys,
theory
we
was
should
just
close
like
out.
secretly she's with the rebellion and she's aiding them, and then
We're-
we're just like, well, I have interest in
We're
doing
gonna-
it. I'm like,
As
oh,
we're gonna go
fuck
ahead and bring it in, and we're gonna end up now closing the session.
that. Oh, okay,
um,
cool.
As you all get a good night's rest, Hylam is going to talk to Eugene in the morning.
Yep, I'll
As you
break it down.
guys set out for an owlbear job.
Mhm.
Or whatever you're doing. Yeah, you're gonna have 2 weeks to figure it out.
Yeah, I think that's just the best.
You guys are all level 3. We're gonna go ahead and end today's session. Once again, thank you to everybody who decided to go ahead and watch. We hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you again in 2 weeks